church that brings me closer to my Savior. Little bit of heaven, a whole lot of love left behind. I'm gonna climb.
Well, good morning and welcome to Rise and Shine, Franklin County. It's a lovely wet morning. We're getting some rain. We're going to have that grass keeping on growing, but we're in for some more rain, I'm hearing. Jamie's telling me we will have storms throughout the day. And we do want to remember those people down in Florida. Helena is roaring towards Florida. I have a daughter in Panama, right outside Panama City, and I told her yesterday, just go and pack up and move and get your important things and just move out, evacuate before the rush gets on. So I hope she does that and goes to higher ground. But welcome, and we have a guest with us this morning. He was here once before, but I was out with some chemo treatments, so we got him back in here. Ran into him at a football game at Ferrum, and so I was so glad to meet him and have him back to Franklin County, back to his roots. So I'm going to let him introduce himself, and then we're going to talk about what's going on at Franklin County High School.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Ray Deskins, proud principal of Franklin County High School, and definitely very, very happy to be back here. I taught in Franklin County for 17 years before I became an administrator. And it's very, very fortunate to be back.
We're so glad to have you back, and I've heard such good things about you over at Franklin County High School, and that's always good to know. We were just talking about when he was talking about his scholars, and when they interviewed him before a football game, and he said, the scholars are here, and I'm looking at the stadium like, but I'll let you tell him. I'll let him tell you who the scholars are.
Well, we consider all of the students at Franklin County High School as scholars. And I believe that the way people think about themselves, what they call themselves, helps to influence their attitudes about themselves and their behavior. So I just wanted to breathe a little positivity and elevate the standard that our kids are expected to behave as. So I always tell them, you're more than students, you're scholars.
I have to live up to that, don't you?
Yes.
Well, they used to call me the queen at the Droz Center, and I did have a wand. I had my, I have it in my kitchen up over some decorations that I have. I thought, well, we'll just put the queen's, what do you call that thing? Her scepter.
So, yeah.
Yes. And I had one of those, but I really never thought of myself as queen. But hey, maybe, Well, we have some more things going on, so let's talk about what all is going on over Franklin County High.
Well, I'd like to start off just talking about safety. I know safety has been in the issue. We have several incidents in schools throughout the county, or throughout the country rather, not the county. But I just want to remind all the community that safety of our scholars and our staff is of the number one priority at Franklin County High School and Franklin County Public Schools, in general. So I just want to remind everybody that we practice our safety drills with diligence. We've had a fire drill, we've had a lockdown drill. Yesterday we had a full evacuation drill, and we debrief after all of those drills to kind of monitor and adjust for improvements as needed. And I want to thank the faculty as well as the scholars for their cooperation. The full evacuation drill, which can be a daunting logistical task, they did it really, really well. They got out to their locations, with diligence and promptly, and with not a lot of, messing around, basically. So we learned a lot, from the full evacuation drill. We'll be making some slight adjustments to make it run a little bit more smoother. And we want to let the community know that we do take those things very, very seriously, because an incident can happen almost anywhere at any time. And I've been a part of, I have firsthand knowledge of several incidents in some places that I've been at. So I want to make sure that our staff and our scholars are prepared just in case. I also want to talk about, some procedures that the community can help us with and help in keeping us safe. One of the things that we say, at Franklin County is, see something, say something. Sometimes threats can come from anywhere. And we take all threats very, very seriously, and so does law enforcement. Sometimes scholars will post threats, online on social media. Other scholars will post threats from other places that sometimes, permeates, gets, traveled throughout other communities. which can cause some disruptions to the school day. Monitor your child's social media. Please monitor their social media accounts. Know where they're at, online. Know what they're posting. If you see something that looks a little suspicious, please notify law enforcement, notify the school, because we take all of those threats very, very seriously. And when they're found out, they are prosecuted. We've had several individuals, not just here, but throughout, that have, posted threats, and they've received visits by law enforcement, and sometimes they're taken away by law enforcement. So I want to make sure that everybody knows that we do take those very seriously. When entering the Franklin County High School campus, it is a campus style, and we do, a pretty good job of keeping it safe. But again, the community, I want them to know the procedures for entering the campus. The main entrance for campus is on Purdue Lane. There's a guard shack that's there. Please give your name to the guard at the guard shack, and then drive up to Phelps Student Services. All visitors have to check in at Phelps Student Services. We do have a holding area where your information is checked, and then our secretary will then buzz you in to the main student services area if need be.
Now, that building, so people will know, that building is right there when you come up Purdue and into that parking lot. You're heading right into the building of student services, so it is disjoined from the high school. It's
Exactly.
a building, it's sitting there by itself, so you will know where that is. I'm always into where, who,
Sure.
where, what, when.
And that's a good,
So-
and that's a good point. It's Phelps Student Services. As soon as you make that right turn off of Purdue Lane, you go straight, you'll run right into it.
Okay.
And so then after you've checked in to Phelps Student Services, you've received your check-in pass and your identification, then you can go to the location that you need to be, or wait for somebody to come and escort you. So I just want to make sure that all the community knows those procedures.
Now, if you're checking out a student, you need to go to
Phelps Student Services as well.
Okay.
Exactly.
And so you go in and tell them who you need, and then the student comes there.
Exactly.
Okay, that's
Exactly.
good to know, because I did not know exactly what that procedure was. Well, that's good. I think that has helped a lot
Mhm.
with people not going into the main building
Mhm.
and the student coming out. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, and I just, like I said, we want to make sure we keep our scholars safe. We want to maintain, access that families need as well. But the safety of our scholars and our staff is the number one thing that we do.
I'll get used to that.
Well, the scholars, find it rather funny. Several times scholars come up to me and like, "Why do you call us scholars?" And so then I have to, I explain, and then like, oh yeah. But I can tell you the best part of it is when you hear the kids call themselves scholars. That is, and we've had that several times this year, and
That's great.
that's a really heartwarming feeling.
Well, Ray and I were talking about before the show started, we have programs in some schools, guys with ties, and I would love to get a program, girls with pearls. And on game day, when the kids dress up, it just gives them a different air about them. They're proud. And when they're dressed up, they look nice. They know they do. And if you tell them, oh, you certainly look nice, when I worked at the Dro Center, and the kids would come through with their bow, ties on and their shirts when they would have a game, and they looked so nice. And you tell them that, and they just kind of beamed a little bit, and it just gives them a different feeling. So to call someone a scholar, hey, that would have made me feel great.
Yeah.
Hey, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Great idea. I'll get used to that.
Thank you. And I actually got it from somebody. As educators, we steal everything when it's good, when it's a good idea. And it was actually an idea of a former coworker in Roanoke City who started his own school, and he began calling those kids scholars. And I was like, you know what? That's a great idea. And so I've used it ever since then.
We know when the Dro Center was started many years ago, back in '96, they were referred to as interns. And then I think they kind of dropped that name when some of the interns in Washington weren't behaving. So maybe it went back to students then. I don't know. I wasn't there at that time. But I think that's wonderful. And like I said, and like you have said, it just gives them a better feeling about themselves to think that I am a scholar.
Yep. It just elevates the expectations.
Yeah, that's great. And you have to live up to it.
Yes. Yes.
Or you hope they do.
Yeah, that's the goal. That is the goal.
Well, hey, what is the word? Faith, hope, all those come in there that you hope they're going to do that, and you have faith that they will. There
Yes. Yes.
we go. Okay. All right, anything else we got?
Yes, I'd just like to say that, progress reports are in. We're almost halfway through the first 9 weeks. These weeks are flying by pretty
Isn't
pretty
it
pretty
true?
quick. Yes, but progress reports have been emailed this week, so please make sure you check that. And our back to school night is this Thursday from 5 to 7. It is open, so you can come in, visit your scholars, teachers. Have any questions or concerns that you have answered, or just to say hi. I will tell you, the more you're involved with your scholars' education, the better outcomes they will have. A lot of times, families think that they're in high school, we can kind of ease back, but actually, that is the time to really have a more focus on, what they're doing, the classes that they're taking, making sure that they're on the right track for graduation and for life after high school.
Well, I think you're right. They involve the parents that are involved. I was always at my kids' school. When they were coming through school, I was the room mother until they got through the 5th grade. And then, I don't know, I think maybe when they got to middle school, they didn't do as much. I don't know, the involvement. I don't know. I guess it didn't. I had 3 kids in school, so. Now, is that back to school? Is that just at the high school, or is that all the schools?
All the schools will have a back to school night. They may be on different
Okay,
dates. They should be
okay.
within this week or next. But I would check with your individual school to see when their specific back to school night is being held. But this Thursday at the high school from 5 to 7 is our fall back to school night.
Okay, so parents are invited to come, meet the teachers. If you have a concern, this is the time. And don't put it off. I mean, this is your first 9 weeks. If there's something, if a scholar's not living up to that name in class, got it? Then now's the time, right here at the beginning of school, to, if maybe they need some tutoring or extra help, now's the time. Don't wait until the last 9 weeks. In working at the Giroux Center, there have been times when scholars needed help on that last 9 weeks, and they should have been addressed at the very beginning
Yes.
of school.
Yes.
And this is the time to catch it because we want all of our scholars to do well. And I tell, usually I'm the one that comes and does the scholarship from the Lions Club when you have senior night. And back then, I would have seen these kids in the 8th grade, some more times than others in the office. But I'd say, you've come a long way, baby. You've really developed and just so proud. I'm so proud of how the scholars do with the scholarships and the money that comes in with these kids. And that's what you want to work for, these good grades. So when you get to be a senior, you can get these scholarships. Some
Yes.
kids get full rides
Yes.
to college. And to me, I was from a small town. We had a community college. We were poor, and that was my opportunity to further my education. So my little 2-year degree served me well. I worked in the school system for 22 years. Before that, I worked in accounting for 10 years. So that, back then, tuition was $45. Can you believe that? Books cost $50. So I said, my whole education costs like $600. And what is so funny, I'll get phone calls wanting to help me with my student loan. I'm like, I don't know who you got out there that's got my name, but I don't have a student loan, thank you. But I'm like, wonder who has borrowed money in my name. Nowadays you never know.
You never know.
But
Yeah, you're right
getting
about
a
that.
good education is so important. And even when you get out of high school and you want to go on, you need to further, whether it be a trade school, we all need those electricians and plumbers.
Absolutely.
And car mechanics, we need those too, and contractors, people to build things. So maybe you don't want to be, do accounting like I did. I love pushing buttons. I just love doing, hey, back in my day, the adding machines were like this big. And had 10 keys, they had all kinds of keys. I'm old. So anyway, further education is very important. And like I said, this first 9 weeks, if you got a problem, address it now and get it straightened out so that you can have a smooth ride for the rest of the
That's
year.
very, very good advice. Nip it in the bud quickly,
Absolutely.
and you can take care of the rest of the year. It'll be a lot smoother.
Yep. Okay. Anything else we got?
No, that's about it.
Where we play football this Friday? Have we got a game?
We're actually off this Friday.
Okay.
So we've had our first 3 games were at home, which put a lot of stress on the admin team, logistically having to monitor that. But we had an away game at Magna Vista last week, and then we're off this week. Hopefully we can rest up and be ready to finish out the season.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, the football games are exciting. I've been watching them on Cable 12. I hadn't actually been to one yet, but I'm not saying I won't get
Yeah.
there because I'm going to see all these. I was seeing all these red shirts up in the stands when they were interviewing you, all those scholars up there. And I'm like I said, I was still figuring it out.
Well, we got a pretty good dedicated student section, and they usually have some type of theme for every home game. So even the kids that aren't in the student section can still participate. So it's a good culture at our
And the
games.
pep rallies we were talking about, Bill and I, you, of course, you know, Bill, we were talking about the pep rallies. They're so important too. And cheering that football team on. I know Dr. Martin has talked about the cheering on the Ferrum, like you and I connected at the Ferrum game. And it's so important to have people there in the stands cheering you on.
Absolutely.
I mean, I mean, I can't imagine, I've never been on a football field, but I've been in the stands. And to hear them up there clapping and cheering you on just makes you want to run faster.
It does.
I would think so. I always said I used to do a lot of typing for the football coach in high school, and he would say, Miss Shores, are you coming out for the team this year? And I couldn't decide if I wanted to be a guard or a tackle. And I thought, if I was a guard, I'd get tackled by the good-looking guys. You might go out and throw that in. But no, I always did typing for him, but I never did go out for the team. I'm too big a chicken. I don't want to fall down. Oh, I see my granddaughters play volleyball and how they slide around on the floor. And I told my girlfriend and went with me. We Reed Mountain played Benjamin Franklin last week, and I went to that game, and my granddaughter was just sliding around. I'm like, I'd still be there calling, help me, I can't get up. Oh, me. But I just am so proud of all the kids that play the sports. And when you play sports, I was talking to Mr. Rennick. He was the coach of the boys football team there at the Giroux Center one day. And I said, you got to go out there like you mean it. Don't walk out on that field. I know if the score gets high and it makes you, maybe your spirits are low, but you got to keep that same spirit and go out there on that field like you mean it. Make those other players think we're here to do business.
Exactly. And no matter what the score is, there's always an opportunity to improve, your team's position or your own, position as well. And I would say, just kind of closing out, not just in sports in Franklin County, we've got over 30 clubs and CTSOs, which are career technical student organizations. So there's an opportunity for the interest of everybody to be fulfilled at the high school. And so one of the things we're doing is trying to have our scholars focus on their own self-interest. And, our theme this year is Born to Be. And so we say we're all born to be Eagles. We're at Franklin County at the high school. But even beyond that, what is your purpose in life? What were you born to be beyond that? And so those are some of the things that we're trying to get our scholars focused on
And
this year.
you have to have a goal. I have said before, I walked in, I'll keep the TV on when I'm getting ready to come over here, and there was a minister on one morning. I walked back in my room to turn my light off, and one of the things I heard him say is, you have to have a goal to work towards. And like with me and things that I've been through, I have a goal in getting up, getting 2 feet on the floor and getting here. But you do. I think you have to make a goal for yourself, what you want to do and what you want to be. And I think that when you start out in the 9th grade, well, even 8th grade, and have kind of a vision of what you would like to do so you can work towards that and take those classes that are important to you for when you get out of school. Well, I'm just all in for education. People told me when I ran for office back in 2013 that I was all about education, and I am.
Good.
So
Me too.
that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. Well, thank you so much for coming out early this morning.
Thank you for having me.
This rainy, dreary morning. And when I was coming in, I did see a school bus out. Please be careful this morning. It's still dark these mornings. When I come out, school buses are starting to run. Children are waiting for the bus. It's probably a little drizzly, rainy this morning. So if you see a school bus stopped and those red lights are blinking, you have to stop. If you're on 40 or North Main Street, there is no median. So if you're coming on to the bus and it's one stop, you have to stop also. If there's a median, like you're out on 220 and the bus is stopped, you can keep going. But if there's no median in the road, it is a law. You have to stop if you're meeting a bus, not just behind it. So just want everything to be safe and our kids to be safe. Well, thanks again for coming. And we're just delighted to have you. So glad that you're back in Franklin County.
Thank
And
you.
like I said, I've all heard all kinds of good things about you. That's always good.
That is a good thing. That is a good thing.
We're going to take a short break. We've got some announcements of things that are coming up this weekend that you don't want to miss. So fill up that coffee cup and stay with us. We'll be right back. All right. Welcome back to Rise and Shine. We were so glad to have Ray Jeskins with us from Franklin County High School talking about his scholars. I think that is wonderful. Well, it looks like I'm just coming apart here. I was trying to fix my sweater and just got everything just askew. But we're so glad to have him back in Franklin County, as we say, back to his roots. And he was a graduate of Ferrum College and, of course, of Franklin County High School. And we're just so glad to have him back here, right here in the community. And it sounds like he is doing a great job with his scholars over there at the high school. Well, we have an announcement. This is a Freedom Fund Luncheon. The NAACP is sponsoring this, and it's called Raising the Shade. It's Franklin County born, United States colored troops, Franklin County, Virginia, 1880 to 1910. This is going to be this coming Saturday, September the 28th at noon at the Pig River Community Center. Yes. Now, today is the last day you can get tickets. The tickets are $20 per adult, $7 per student, and 5 and under are free. But if you want a ticket, let me give you a phone number, 540-483-1842. Let me say it again, because today's the deadline, but they have to know for the caterer. 540-483-1842 or 540-493-1597. And today is the deadline. This is the 25th. Yes, today's the deadline to get your tickets for the luncheon that's coming Saturday. So also coming up on Friday night is the fish fry at Ferrum College. They have it every Friday night, and they eat your fish or another meat, your sides, your salad, your dessert, your drink for $12 plus tax. You can't beat that price anywhere. So they love to see the people in the community come up, and we are planning to go. My boyfriend works till 7 o'clock, so we don't get to go often, but we will be going. They have a Friday off here soon, so we will be going. And you're never disappointed. It is always delicious. All right, talking about food, pancake breakfast is coming Saturday, September the 28th, and that is 2024. Sometimes the shows will play over again, and people will correct me, tell me I got the date wrong, but they're watching a show from last year. Sometimes that happens when you film something. But at the Ferrum Fire Station from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., all you can eat pancakes. Full breakfast includes sausage and fruit, unlimited drink refills. Kids and 3 and under eat free. Adults are $10, and 12 and under is $5. This is sponsored by the Ferrum Lions Club and Friends of Ferrum Park. And when you're on your way up to Ferrum, please take a look in Rocky Mount at the Scarecrows. They had to be finished for the fest that they had this past weekend. And I tell you, people do a wonderful job doing these scarecrows. I wouldn't know where to start, but they're so, even if you took like a walking tour, after you eat those pancakes, and if it's, I'm not sure what the weather's going to be on Saturday, hopefully it's going to be wonderful, take a walking tour and take some pictures around in Franklin County and see the scarecrows. The kids would love it. So again, that is a pancake breakfast, September 28th, 2024 at Ferrum Fire Station, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And this, like I say, benefits going to have those Ferrum Lions Club up there cooking pancakes and Friends of Ferrum Park. Coming up this Saturday, I don't think it is too late to get in on this. There is going to be a Paws Up Panther Cheer Clinic. This is going to be led by little Miss Lexi Hunt. She is the coach up there of the cheerleaders, and they do a fantastic job. If you haven't been to a Ferrum football game and see these kids do their thing, football game's coming up at 2 o'clock on October the 5th, and come up and cheer the kids on and see these cheerleaders and the band and the music. It is so wonderful and so much fun. But anyway, on the 28th, grades K through 8, from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., there is going to be a cheer clinic. It's going to be in the Ferrum College and Swartz Gymnasium. It's $60 to attend. I'm sure that probably includes some kind of lunch since it goes through noontime. There was only 40 spots available. I think there were still some spots open, so maybe you can still get your foot in the door or get your child in the door. If you have any questions, you can contact Coach Hunt at ahunt1@ferrum.edu. So this is just a great opportunity for you to go up and cheer and learn from these Ferrum College cheerleaders because they are doing a fantastic job. All right, it's another one about pancakes. All right, coming up, the 10th annual Autumn Fest that is going to benefit the Soup Kitchen. This is one of their fundraisers. Now, I announced the other day something was going to happen, and then the weather kept it from happening, and I had no control over that. So there will be a decision made on Saturday morning as to whether this is going to take place. Just depends on the weather. But right now, it's a go. And this is going to be from 10 to 3 o'clock at the parking lot in front of the stadium at Franklin County High School. That is September 28, 2024. They're going to have music, craft, and merchandise vendors. They're going to have lunch, smash burgers, or fried fish, French fries, your drink, dessert. They're going to have a bake sale. I'm thinking I'm going to bake them some brownies to sell. I'm going to have a 50-50 raffle. I'm going to be there helping with that. Also, they are raffling off gift cards to Walmart. They are $2 each or $5 for 3. And each ticket, you have 3 chances to win. So it's a $250, $175, and a $75 gift card that's going to be given away. And the more you buy, the more chances you have to win. This past weekend, I was at the Lions Club Fall Conference, and I was selling chances. They love my pickles. So as a fundraiser for my club here in Rocky Mount, I raffle off a jar of pickles. Well, there's the one man that got these pickles back, in 2007, absolutely loved them. He took 20 chances, they were $1 a piece, 20 chances on this jar of pickles. He won them. So I've always said, the more you buy, the more chances you have to win. Now, let me give you a little hint. You know these address labels that you get in the mail, and you get tons of them? I could write to everybody in Franklin County. I think I have so many address labels. Bring them with you. And when you take chances on these cards or the 50-50, all you got to do is just peel that off, but add your phone number to it. And then you don't have to do all that writing, and you get rid of some of these labels. So just remember Saturday, when you come to the Autumn Fest there at Franklin County High School, which will benefit our soup kitchen. And just in case you don't know, 365 days a year, they have a hot lunch there on North Main Street at the Stepping Stone Mission. It's got a big purple sun up the top, and I see when I go by there probably 50 cars. So people are utilizing this, and it's such a wonderful thing that they do. They are not federally funded, so this has helped to raise money donate. They operate on donations. So this is one of their fundraisers, and this is their 10th annual one. So again, 10 to 3 p.m. at the parking lot in front of the stadium. I will be there. Come and see me. I will be doing the 50-50 tickets. I told her I'd be glad to help out and do that. All right, we're going to have a flea market on October the 5th, which just like Ray Deskins and I were saying, time is flying. Already they're having report cards going out. Their mid 9 weeks is here. At the Ferrum Flea Market on Saturday, October the 5th, 2024, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. And it's up as you go past Ferrum College, there is a lot where the parking will be, and then there's a road there, and down the road is where the flea market is going to be. I was there last year and met all kinds of nice people, authors and people that make wreaths, and had some of the people on the show. But they're going to have vintage items, handmade items, a livestock swap. That should be interesting. Antiques, restorations, and more. Call or visit our website to reserve your space. That website is www.yourferrumpark.com. So come out. It was really nice last year, and it was such a success. They're doing it again this year, and it's free to set up. If you have something you want to sell, get in touch with them, reserve you a space, and it does not cost you anything to set up there. Oh, and they will be having sausage gravy and biscuits and coffee. And so since it's going to be at 8 a.m. in the morning, that might be a good thing. You won't have to take time to eat breakfast. You can eat right up there at the Ferrum Flea Market. So that sounds like fun. And that is October the 5th. That's going to be a full day for me. That's also another Ferrum football game that day. It starts at 2. All right, the Friends of Ferrum Park are collecting shoes. You know in your closet you've got some shoes that hurt your feet, or you bought them and now you don't like them. Well, they're collecting shoes as a fundraiser. Donate your gently worn, used, and new shoes. Help us to raise funds just by donating gently worn, used, and new shoes. And I've got some, since I have a peg leg. They're shoes I can't wear. So I'm definitely going to clean out my closet and take them some shoes. Be sure to ask friends, family, neighbors, and coworkers to donate also. Collected shoes not only help support us, but they will be reused and given a second life by those in need throughout the micro enterprise. It's a win-win. Locations where you can drop these off. They have a fair, now tomorrow night, the Fair Flea Market will be right there on that lot from 3 to 7. If you've taken your kids to practice soccer and you don't have anything to do, go over to the Fair Flea Market. It's right there past Ferrum College on your right. You can drop your shoes off there on Thursday night or at Cat's Hidden Treasures on Fieldcrest Road or Gracefully Rooted on Timberline Road and Carter's Bank and Trust in Ferrum. They will take your gently worn, used or new shoes to resell and make money for the Ferrum Forward Project. Franklin County NAACP, excuse me, presents the 2024 Electoral Candidate Forum. Your voice matters. So come out and meet the people that are running for office. You know, so many times people go to vote, they have no idea who they're voting for, and it's like pick a winner. You know, click, 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 I voted. But you want to have an educated vote as to who you're voting for. So come out and meet these candidates. This is an opportunity to hear from the candidates running for our town and county offices. This is going to be on October the 15th. That's ways away, but like I say, put it on your calendar. It's going to be a meet and greet at 5:30 p.m. and then at 6 o'clock is when you'll get to hear from the candidates. This will be at the Pig River Community Center on South Main Street. If you don't know where that is, you get on Business 220 and go right through town. It's on your right as you're going down towards the third exit or entrance to Franklin County. If you're on 220, take the third exit, take a right, and then take another right, and it's right down the road on your left. I always like to know, where am I going? And people will say, well, we're going to have such and such. And I'm like, well, where is it? So if you need any more information about this, you can contact Miss Brenda Muse at 540-420-3349. So go out and get acquainted with these people and find out who you're voting for. Now, there's going to be a Franklin County High School class of 1979, 45th class reunion picnic. And it's going to cost $30 because you waited too late now to get it for $25. This is going to be on Saturday, September 28th from 4 to 8 p.m. So you can go and have pancakes, and then you can go to your class reunion, then all kinds of things going on the 28th. This is going to be at the Wade Park Large Picnic Shelter at 701 Wade Park Road. A little bit late now because it's coming up, but call Cindy Bowling Jefferson at 804-239-7022. I'll give you that number again if you haven't called and gotten your foot in the door for this. It's 804-239-7022. And it's so much fun to go to your class reunions. Let me get a drink of water because I got a frog coming up here. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Franklin County High School class of 1969 is going to have their 55th reunion celebration on October the 12th, and that's coming up soon. It's going to be at the old Social House at 335 Main Street, Rocky Mount, from 5:30 to 7:30. It will be a cash bar and small plates available, and you need to RSVP by text to 540-354-4589, just in case you didn't have your pen ready. Now, that is the class of 1969. Well, I graduated from college that year. It's 540-354-4589 or 540-420-1167. It's still time to get your foot in the door to come to the social. So, share this with your friends. They will not send out any invitations. So if you know somebody in the class of 69 and they don't know about the reunion, give them a call or send them a text and say, hey, let's go. It is so much fun, and it is a beautiful place. I've had several events there myself. So you'll want to come out and see your friends, people that you graduated with, see how they've aged, see if you look better than they do. There's going to be a yard sale on October the 19th at the American Legion building, and it's going to be from 9 to 2 p.m. And they're going to have household items too numerous to list. Icon t-shirts, women's shoes, exactly 100 pairs to sell, and they say they're brand new, all sizes, teenage, adult, etc., as low as $10 a pair. So you want to come out, and this is a one-of-a-kind, they say, yard sale. It will be inside, so it doesn't matter if it's raining. Again, that is on October the 19th from 9 to 2 p.m. All right. Now, coming up October the 4th, that's next Friday, join us at Cooper's Cove Community Center for outdoor games and kids' activities. Dress accordingly and bring a chair, a blanket, a light source. Snacks and drinks will be for sale. In case of inclement weather, the event will be moved indoors to the Essex Recreation Center, and that is a beautiful place. I have to tell you, I went to the senior fair that they had there last Thursday, and I've never seen as many people in my life. So many seniors, so many people that I saw when I did this a couple of years ago. But it was a wonderful thing. It is the biggest senior expo around. So the Department on Aging did a great job. Now, there was supposed to be a family fun day this past Monday, and it was called off about 2 o'clock, and I do apologize. I advertised it Monday morning and did not know they were going to not have it. But they're going to pair it up with Promoting Safe Families Domestic Violence Awareness event on October the 26th. That is on a Saturday from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Rocky Mount Farmers Market. So they're going to put the two events together. Let's see, with another thing that I want to tell you about. Yes, on Wednesday, October the 2nd at the Essex Center, there is going to be a free workshop on empowered caregivers supporting independence. This class is taught by Alzheimer's Association and focuses on helping a person living with dementia take part in daily activities, providing right amount of support, and balancing safety and independence while managing expectations. That is for ages 18 and up. It is free at 6:30 at the Essex Center. Now, it's always time, like I'm in my senior years, you want to do some estate planning. So coming up on October the 8th from 5 to 6 p.m. at the Essex Recreation Center. Now, this is also free. Sarah Bidwell with Wheels on Wheels, as students learn how to create an effective estate plan that aligns with one's goals and ensures a smooth transfer of assets to chosen beneficiaries. Additionally, the class may cover topics such as healthcare directives, power of attorney, charitable giving strategies. By the end of the class, students will have the knowledge and tools necessary to navigate the complexities of estate planning and make informed decisions to protect their assets and their loved ones. So you need to register 1 week prior to the workshop. Again, that is going to be on October the 8th at 5 to 6 p.m. When you get to be my age, you start thinking about things like that. And I have been doing that. I've gotten some of my affairs in order. I'm like, I went down to talk to one of the funeral homes the other day, and I said, hey, I'm well, I'm not sick. I'm just making plans. And that's what we need to do, and take that responsibility off of your family. Do a little pre-planning. Well, we're so glad you joined us this morning. We're going to have some rain today, so get the umbrella out, get the raincoat, your rain bonnet, whatever, and stay dry and be careful out there on the road. So thanks again for joining us, and we'll be back on Friday morning. We'll have Miss Stacy Talley with us from the Stepping Stone Mission, talking about their event that we're going to have on Saturday. Hopefully the rain holds out. So have a great day, and we'll see you again soon.